So, after the last episode, my plan was to quit recording for the day, go eat lunch, and basically go play something else. But I was having so much fun with Total War Warhammer, and honestly, I wanted another shot at that battle. We had failed pretty miserably, and although we were at quite a disadvantage, and I think very underpowered for the battle, I felt like I could have played better, and I felt like we had a legitimate shot at it if we could play a little bit better. And the main reasoning behind it is I felt like I knew Wulfric could match up against both heroes one-on-one and absolutely wreck them. He is a complete and total beast right now, and I feel like he can match up against any individual character in the game. And the fact that he has a chariot meant if I could keep him clear of the enemy battle lines, I could actually get him directly in on the enemy hero and hopefully take out both heroes before my army disintegrated. Now, I decided just to play the battle, and honestly, as the battle played out, I decided, you know what, screw it. Let's go ahead and save the recording and replay it back. And I have to say, this is probably the best battle I have ever been a part of in any Total War game. I'm not going to be so brash as to say this is the best battle you'll ever see, but I definitely feel like this was a freaking awesome battle. And I don't think I could ever replicate the results. I mean, maybe I could play it again and the same results will happen. I'm not going to spoil whether or not I won, but it was a really freaking enjoyable battle. So let's go ahead and load it up and let's go ahead and watch the replay. Now, a couple things to note about this. Remember, we're only at 18 troops. We're at 18 of 20. I don't know exactly how they tuned the difficulty in this battle, whether or not they tuned it so that, you know, it's for a full 20 stack. But the other thing to keep in mind is we're almost at tier 1, completely using tier 1 troops. And more than that, since we're only at 18 of 20, I actually feel we're even weaker than that because we have a couple of these Norsca warhounds, and they are honestly completely worthless in this battle because they're rolling around with all super large units, super heavy units, minus their harpies, and my warhounds just don't do anything against anyone except for the harpies. So at this point, I'm really basically fighting 16 troops against 20 troops. Well, actually, probably more than that with all the... I actually don't know how many troops I end up pulling out, but we're massively disadvantaged. So I essentially kept everything the exact same from the default spawn, and part of the reason why is I felt like the AI did a really decent job of just kind of spacing everything out. You know, it's like, okay, we got a warhound over there, we got a warhound over here, we got spearmen, we got spearmen. It just felt like everything was spread out well enough that I didn't really want to spend a bunch of time tinkering with it. The only other thing that we did is we took our hero here, Wulfric the Wanderer, in his chariot, and then we also matched him up in a subgroup with our skin wolves and with our mist stalkers. Both of these guys were anti-large. Actually, these guys aren't anti-large. Huh. Well, they're large themselves. Okay. But the reason I matched all three of them up is because I was like, all right, we're going to take you three and we're going to hopefully get around the flanks and go straight for Salzenmund, because we have to take him out before he just completely wrecks us. So we're going to go ahead and play it and kind of watch the battle. And the nice thing with the replay is we can actually kind of zoom in here and actually see these guys fight one-on-one. Once again, you'll notice that, I mean, I'm pretty tired at this point at having recorded 8 episodes, so I'm just like, screw it. I really, honestly, was more playing it because I was like, I think I may have a chance at winning it, but we're basically, you know, maybe we'll replay it and do another episode tomorrow, but let's just see whether or not we can actually win the battle. So, kind of just brought everyone forward at this point. And I don't really know if I knew where the enemy was. For the most part, I think I lost track of them at this point because they're hiding in the forest. But he just wrecks your life. So the biggest thing is you have to get a melee unit on him ASAP so that he stops just shooting at you long range. So we're still sitting over here with Wulfric, or the Wanderer, and we're actually kind of chilling for a minute and letting the rest of our units pull forward. Now, at this point, I'm pausing the game because I noticed something spectacular happening. All of the enemy troops are moving to our right flank, which is leaving a giant hole up the middle. So at this point, I started moving Wulfric and the rest of our Cygord killing group to the center because my hope was to actually split the enemy forces up the middle and go straight at the Cygors. But you can just see that spread is just ridiculous and it's just owning the crap out of us. Also at this point, I noticed that they came in hard on me over here, and we're fighting our hounds and our ice wolf chariots against the Razor herd and the harpies. These Razor herd are just ridiculously powerful. They wrecked my life the first time. So at this point, I'm trying to bring as many troops to bear on them. I also noticed that they're moving the rest of their Razor herd and everything over here, so I'm trying to flip these guys around to actually get them into position. So at this point, we're kind of getting our butts kicked here, but then we bring in some harder guys, and essentially their harpies do not last long against us, which is good. Now up the middle, we're kind of bringing the rest of our troops, and you can see that they have quite a few of their minotaurs just breaking in on us. Oh, here's the other major difference I did yesterday. I left my shaman with the army. Yesterday, I took, well, I say yesterday because I actually recorded this yesterday, but in the last episode, I actually originally had my shaman go in and move in on attacking Salzenmund. I didn't need him there, and in fact, I thought he was much better suited to keeping him around here. The other thing I also did with him is I gave him, basically I used a lot less spells. For the most part, I dropped a couple of the leadership breaking spells, but for the most part, I just did the spell that absolutely wrecked their armor. Now, the question is, does that actually show up? It says 45. Can I actually go back a little bit? I don't know. I don't actually know what their armor is. It says 45 now, but I think it was at like negative 45 armor or something like that. So it essentially just allows me to just own the crap out of them. And you'll see right here that we dropped it on them, and all of a sudden we just start turning this battle really quickly, and we just start moving as many troops over here as possible. And it's about this point in the game that I realized, wait a second, we might actually have a shot at doing this. And the reason why is we actually broke the Razor herd over here. I honestly thought we were just, you know, screwed over at this side, and when all of a sudden I realized, wait a second, some of our troops are surviving and doing well. Okay, move everyone back to the right. We might actually have a legit chance. Now our berserkers are completely owned at this point. The other thing is we lost the skin wolves. Who did we end up losing? The mist stalkers. For whatever reason, they ended up getting caught behind, and we ended up not using them in these fights. If there was one mistake I did yesterday, though, I should have just charged straight in on the big guy instead of going and taking out this little one first, because that just basically gave him quite a few extra turns to just beat me down. So the one thing to kind of note, well, there's really two things to note, but the first thing to note is the enemy doesn't have a lot of troops in this battle. We had a massive troop advantage. Like, we had, what, 1,000 troops against his couple hundred? And so the biggest issue is we just need to swarm them as best as we can and basically just flank them. Because if we can flank the enemy with our better numbers, then they're going to lose that the bonus from having their flanks secured, and that's going to allow us just to kick their butt. So you can see here their minotaurs are just kind of killing us still, but they start routing essentially just because we have them just completely surrounded. They got more Razor herds coming in on here, and they're beating up on my javelins once again. Yeah, my javelins are facing a pretty bad fight right there, but at this point we're doing good, and we just have a couple troops that we're having to worry about. We also routed his other dude, the other Cygor, and we're just going in hard right now with our skin wolves and with our hero. Where is our hero? He's just sitting there on the chariot, and we're just wrecking his life for the most part. I mean, he's at half HP. He's bringing in a couple harpies to kind of help, but not really doing a whole lot. They're bringing in more harpies back here, but at this point, we pretty much have wrecked the entire enemy with just this Razor herd. And at this point, all we have to do is just, like, knock out the Razor herd. And the other thing is we have the Mist Stalkers here that are actually helping. Yeah, and their Razor herd just broke. So at this point, they're pretty much all broken, except for their hero, who is about to drop dead. So you can see at the allied true count, we are absolutely dominating right now. Man, the freaking skin wolves, who are anti-large mixed with my hero, are just owning him. Oh, he's actually even running, I think? I think he's trying to run away. My hero's not even attacking at this point. So yeah, we're doing really well at this point. We decided to move everyone. Where were we moving? I think we're moving them up there, but then we just now realized that Razor herd's there, and we decided to charge them all in. And yeah, my Mist Stalkers are just gonna own them. I'm actually pretty happy my Mist Stalkers got caught behind because we just absolutely were able to own the Raised Gourd Herd with them, so. Goodbye. And we ended up killing the last of his units as well as their lord at right about the same time. And so all of a sudden he starts bringing in more reinforcements. And you can see at this point, I'm like, shoot, I'm not feeling too confident. He has double Raised Gourd Herds, and then he has, what, 3 more Minotaurs? And I'm like, crap. So my hope is to kind of distract them all with my big bulk of army. And at this point, I'm literally just like selecting everything and clicking, just because it's just like, I'm so fatigued. It's so hard to just like, you know, micromanage every single troop. Now that they broke away, I've decided, screw it, let's bring these guys in. If you notice, I was actually walking them up to this point. Now that they're gone, I'm trying to get them over there to get to the spawn on the other side, or ASAP. And now we're about to match them one-on-one. If we would have properly spaced out our troops, we probably could have gotten a quicker flank on these guys. But still, we are just, should be able to dominate them because we have the Mist Stalkers going in first against the Raised Gourd Herd. Oh, and that's the other thing. We just dropped all of their freaking armor. So let's see. These guys have 35 armor, 35 armor. So no, it doesn't actually show the, okay, yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. You can see we literally just wrecked the armor on the Raised Gourd Herd, and they just broke. And so I think there's a couple things that I did really, really well. And then you see they're charging in, but immediately as they're charging in, they have no armor as well. And we're just breaking them all. So a couple things I unintentionally did that happened to be really successful for our campaign is I made our leader Wolfguard, it's been a day, I forgot his name. What's his name? Pause the game. What's your name, dude? Wolfric. I made him an absolute total freaking badass. Like you see, he's barely not even 10th hurt at this point. And his damage weapon strength, 546. Come on, man. He is absolutely a dominator right now. The other thing to keep in mind too through this whole battle is all our units are actually at -10 weapon defense or melee defense because of the campaign bonus we had. So the other thing that was nice about that ruining their armor is it was just allowing us to kill them even quicker. But that I think was the other thing that we did really, really well in this campaign is we, instead of focusing on the high damage spells with our shaman, I went for the debuff spells. And those debuff spells were absolutely necessary in this particular battle. So you can see they're still doing okay at this point, but we still have a massive numerical advantage. So I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I'm feeling pretty confident. There's a couple, you know, things happening around here that are kind of scary, but for the most part, we're really good. Now, here's where it gets kind of like, oh crap. So we have 2 units, and they just brought in 2 Minotaurs and the Salzenmund dude against both of our units. And I'm like, oh crap. One-on-one, I can totally wreck him. Now, all of this together, we might be in trouble. So you can see I'm bringing in a few more units to hopefully break them. But my skin wolves at this point are just, you know, crumbling under the weight. So I'm like, all right, I need you guys just to finish these guys off ASAP and go ahead and move over this direction and finish this. So our skin wolves have officially broke at this point. Is that our skin wolves? They might have actually died. Now, there goes our skin wolves. It might have actually been our wolves. Our wolf chariot is also gone. So at this point, it is literally Wolfric against 1, 2, 3 Minotaurs and a freaking Salzmund against a hero. So, yeah, that's a little scary. So it's like, troops, run, hurry the heck up. I need you over here soon, quickly. We ended up dropping the enemy anti-armor thing again, and that's doing work on them as well. You can see their leaders actually starting to throw some crap at me because, oh crap, I'm not actually engaged with him in combat. My hero's actually battling the Minotaurs. What's funny also about this is we're starting to get really low HP. So it's just like, oh my god, like look at my units right now. We have no freaking HP. We're still winning the balance of power, but not by a lot. The other thing is actually fighting right here on the edge. They're not reinforced, like they're breaking and they're leaving the battlefield. So we're doing okay there. So we're back on their hero. Cravens, our warriors are fleeing. You can see there's still just a couple units here that are just taking us on, and I'm just trying to get my units over here because I am not confident that Wulfric is going to survive here. So I'm just like, please, for the love of God, get up here. Spearman, come on, Spearman. Drop the anti-freaking armor thing again. Let's go, let's go, let's go. For the love of God, I am literally praying at this point. Just kill him. Just kill him. We're one hit away. And I think we get the killing blow right about now. Oh my gosh. Woo. Look at our freaking troops at this point. Like, you can almost not see any freaking green. And I'm like, wait, what's up? Who's left? Who's left? I think there's a couple units left, but I think for the most part, they're all broken. And so we won a Pyrrhic freaking victory. Wow, that was absolutely ridiculous. We can take a look at the stats here. We deployed 1,000 troops. We lost 713. They only deployed 345, which meant they're all freaking large troops. But despite that, we pretty much killed them all. Nah, not really. We killed 150. We killed, what, 2/3 of them? No. 3/5 of them. And then we killed about 3/4 of the reinforcements. But we killed both bosses, and that's what mattered. Other thing we're going to do is I'm gonna put a quick cut in the video because I also then at this point decided to reload the campaign and just record the kind of post-battle stuff that happened on the campaign. So I'll see you guys in half a second. So we are back, and we're directly after we finish the battle, and you can see I am currently saving the replay, and I'm saving the replay, and then I go back and double check on it because I'm so paranoid that I lost that, because I don't know if I could pull out that battle again. That was pretty freaking ridiculous. I am going to go ahead and do my outro here. We're going to wrap this episode up as soon as basically we just kind of finish here with this post-battle stuff, simply because, man, that was a freaking awesome episode. I can't wait to keep playing this game because I'm absolutely loving it. We end up sacrificing the captives, and we get a couple followers out of the whole thing. And then we also get the giant Sigor eyeball. I'm not entirely sure what it does. I'm watching the replay right now through, okay, so what do we get? We got Doom and Darkness and Flock of Doom. So we get basically 2 Doom and Darknesses. That's nice. I'm gonna enjoy that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. We sacrificed them to the serpent. If you did, if you're enjoying the series, drop a like, comment, let me know what you think. As always, hit the subscribe button, join the TheGameCommon, show your support. We'll be back next episode. It'll be just like normal again, where we're playing through the campaign map. I don't know if we're ever going to run into another battle quite like that where we end up doing the replay, but it was kind of fun. I actually kind of like being able to zoom in and watch it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.